Well, chances are you've seen them around, those trendy antique signs.
Which usually end up costing more than you'd like to pay. So why not try and make your own? 9 and 10's Kaylin Franks tackles that project in tonight's Projects You Pin.
Hello, my friends. Projects You Pin this week. I'm gonna be honest, I am extremely intimidated. So everywhere you look these days, antique signs, distressed old signs are used in decorating, and they can be pretty expensive. This whole pin came about because I personally fell in love with a sign at a shop recently. It was priced at 200 bucks, couldn't afford it, so I decided I was gonna try and make my own. I looked on Pinterest, found tons of resources for making an old antique sign, and that is what we are going to do today. The pin says it should take an afternoon. We're going to speed this up for you guys, thanks to the magic of television. Let's get started. I'm using a pine board for this project that I've had cut to a size that I like. I'm going to make my sign pretty big, so you want to start by roughing up the board if it is new. So I just start dinging mine with a rock. Next up, we're going to paint the entire board in our primary color. I've chosen green, and you want to pick something that will allow the letters to really pop. All total, we'll use 3 different colors today. After the green has dried, I secure the letters to the board. I just printed these letters on copy paper for my computer and typed them out in a font that I like. Here, you really want to work on your spacing and then begin to trace the letters with just a regular old ballpoint pen. Since pine is so soft, it'll leave the perfect mark. Okay, time for the toughest part. You need to hand paint your letters. It's about halfway through this ridiculously long process when my neck is cramping that I realize that I should have just used stencils, but there's no turning back now, folks. When you finish, go back over your letters with a shading color, I chose black, to really help them pop off the sign. This also gives them that extremely old look because most signs back then were hand painted. Let everything dry fully and grab some stain. I'm using a dark brown stain and just lightly and irregularly staining parts of the board. This will definitely help to age things. After your stain is dry, return and use regular old furniture wax to seal everything up. Furniture wax is first wiped on and then buffed off. Yes, you truly do wax on, wax off. A Pinterest success. I am pretty proud of this one. It did take basically the entire afternoon. You want to make sure if you try this one at home, you budget a couple hours of uninterrupted time. Thanks so much for joining me. Join me next week. You never know. On Projects You Pin, it might just be a project you pin.